Yes guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be everyone's favourite video. It's going to be a full day of eating. We have had some adjustments since the last time we did a full day of eating. We're now on 2125 calories. Currently 7 weeks and 6 days out from show day. I also have a photo shoot coming up this weekend as well, so gotta be in good shape for that, me and 8 clients, so gotta make sure I'm the best one there, even though some of the guys are coming in pretty fucking sick, and the girls, so it might be a challenge. But today, as I mentioned, gonna be full day of eating. It's actually a rest day today, so meals are slightly different than on a train day. My last full day of eating was a train day, so today is a rest day. Take a look at what I eat on a rest day. Try to spice things up, make things a bit more exciting. Before I get stuck into my meal number one, which I'm going to prepare now, if you could guys, give this video a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already, share this on any of your social media platforms, give me a tag, it's really appreciated. And yeah, let's get into it. Right guys, so this is meal number one on a rest day. We have 2 eggs, we have 100 grams of smoked salmon, and we have 63 grams of sourdough bread. So 438 calories, 41 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat, and 30 carb. This is probably my favorite meal on a rest day. Probably one of my favorite meals across the week. Really look forward to it. So gonna get stuck into this, and I'll have calories and macros up on the screen for every meal. Right guys, so that is meal one done and dusted. Time is currently 11 AM and I think right about now it's time to get some caffeine into me. So I'm going to run across to the boss man across the road in the shop, grab myself a Monster. Caffeine intake at the moment is 1 coffee in the morning, which I've had first thing this morning. Went out for my steps, and now I have another can of Monster or another cup of coffee around 11 AM, 12 PM, midday. As everyone knows, caffeine has a half-life of up to 8 hours. So if you're having a coffee or a Monster at 2 PM in the day, it's going to be in your system at 10 PM that night, so it might fuck up your sleep, so do be careful of that. But yeah, going to run across, pick myself up some caffeine, come back, finish off my check-ins as I've been kind of getting through them throughout the morning, and then we'll be with you for meal number 2. This is another one of the t-shirts I got from The Chosen Few. Pretty sick if you ask me. Really like this colour, really like the graphics as well, so don't have a discount code, but if you're watching this, sponsor me. This is local. Alright. Thank you. Cheers, bud. Thank you. So we're back in the office. I have terrible hat hair after going out for that little trip. Caffeine acquired, green one. Trying to crack it open. Oh, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Oh, she's good. She's good. Right, we're gonna get on with some work that I'm currently doing here. Some client check-ins. Pick up a cheat for the next meal at 2 o'clock. So just preparing meal number 2 now, which is going to be 80 grams of oats, 40 grams of whey, and 100 grams of raspberries. Now before I put in the raspberries, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them sit in the fridge for like 5-10 minutes, cool them down, and let them thicken up a small bit. So in they go, pop them in there, and just come back 5-10 minutes. They'll be a lot more thicker, and to be honest, that's the best way to have oats in my opinion. So top tip for anyone who likes their oats nice and thick, make them, put in protein after, and then let them sit in the fridge for 5-10 minutes, let them thicken up, let them cool down a small bit, and enjoy. Meal number 2 is served. So we have 80 grams of oats, 40 grams of cinnamon donut whey, 100 grams of raspberries, 2 grams of pink salt, and then 1 gram of cinnamon on top as well, which is absolutely beautiful. So the calories and macros of this meal: 474 calories. We have 39 grams of protein, 5.7 grams of fat, and 65 carb. So if you're like me and you like your oats nice and thick, and you're also in a dieting phase, you want to get more out of them, do what I said. Cook the oats first, then add in the whey. Once it's already thick, mix it around, it'll be grand. Put it in the fridge for like 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes, depends how long you want it to sit for. Then they'll come out nice and thick. Add your toppings. And if you are also like me, anytime you eat a meal, it's also valuable time to watch some YouTubers to catch up on something. So we're going to try on some YouTube now, and we're going to tuck into this.
Which is why I think personalities is one that people just don't go for very often. Like, we went for a personality type. There's a reason that we attract the right type of people who are sarcastic.
Right, we're back again, meal number 3. So probably not the most exciting meal of the day, but you can try and make it as exciting as you like. Just 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of lettuce, which is like 17 calories, and then a small bit of veg. So what I do is I just keep my veg pretty much consistent the whole time throughout all my meals, and then a small bit of this low calorie sauce on top. So I'll have the calories and macros up on the screen for meal number 3, just a protein meal really, and then we'll pick up again for meal number 4, which is a good one, so stay tuned for that. So back again for meal number 4, which is probably the biggest meal of the day, and I would say probably the meal I look forward to the most throughout the week, because I only have it twice a week on rest days. Camera on me please. I only have it twice a week during rest days. So 300 grams of baby potatoes, 250 grams mince, small 2 peppers, 30 grams of cheese on top, 2 grams of pink salt, and also cooked in a small bit of barbecue reggae sauce. We have a square of dark chocolate as well to wash it down. So with this meal you have 734 calories, you have 65 grams of protein, 23 grams of fat, and 62 grams of carbs. One point I want to make is baby potatoes are a lifesaver when dieting or when on prep. 300 grams of baby potatoes fill up this whole bowl for 200 calories, and you'd have maybe 60 grams of rice for that. And you can imagine the size of 60 grams of rice versus 300 grams of potatoes. Also potatoes, high in fibre, keep you feeling fuller for longer. I don't like to have them too much across the week, so I only have it on rest days. On my training days I still stick to my rice, just because I digest that bit better. But when calories do go low, it'll be just potatoes, or it'll be no carbs whatsoever, which will be fun. So going to enjoy this, going to tuck into it. Give this a go yourself if you're dieting. Unbelievable meal. Give me a tag, and yeah, bon appetit. Slaps. So good, so good. It's like a taco chip. So 5th and final meal of the day, we have 250 grams of fat-free yogurt, we have 100 grams frozen raspberries, 90 grams of frozen blueberries, 2 grams of cinnamon, and 2 grams of pink salt. So in this meal, for the size of that and all the food volume and how satiating it's going to be with the yogurt and the fruit, it's only 264 calories, 26.5 grams of protein, 2.2 grams of fat, and 36 carbohydrates. That's going to bring our total daily calories to 2,125. We have 225 grams of protein, 195 grams of carbs, and 51 grams of fat. So you can see not too much calories overall throughout the day. 2,125 is not much for a guy like me, but you can make it last, you know what I mean? You can make something out of it. I was very smart with my food choices, spaced my meals out correctly, picking foods that, you know, first of all digest well with me, but also are going to keep me feeling full. I will pick up with you guys in the morning, and I will give you my top tips to make dieting easy. So my number 1 tip to make dieting easy, or to have a successful diet, is going to be accept that it's not going to be easy. And if you were expecting me to say anything less than that, you probably don't know me well enough, you probably haven't been following me for long enough to understand that dieting is supposed to be hard. That's why it's so valuable. That's why being in shape is valuable, because it's hard to get there. So when you do sign up for a 12-week diet or a 16-week diet, or even if it's a prep and it's longer, 20 weeks, 24 weeks, accept that this is what you're signing up for. This is the contract that you signed with yourself to see this out. So embrace it. Embrace the hunger. Embrace this suck, if you want to call it that. I know it's a terrible way of saying it, but embrace the suck, because this is exactly what you signed up for. And for you to expect anything less, or for it to be easy, you kind of just bring down the overall value of the end product. For example, climbing Mount Everest is tough, it's hard, but that's why it's such an achievement. That's why when people climb Mount Everest, everyone is in awe of them, because this person went and did something that not many people can do on this planet. Now, dieting should be easier than climbing Mount Everest, in my opinion. You can make it easier, but for it to be easy, you're probably doing it wrong. It's going to be hard. That little voice in the back of your head that's telling you you're hungry, that's a good thing. That means it's working. So when you do sign up for a diet, or you do embark on a dieting phase, or whether it's a prep, and I get this a lot with my own clients, photo shoot prep and con preps, when they say, oh, I'm feeling hungry, I'll say good. That'll be my response. Good. I'm feeling tired today, I'm feeling hungry. Good. You're supposed to be. Okay, you're 8 weeks into this dieting phase. If you weren't starting to get hungry, I'd probably say that you're not dieting hard enough. Or, you know, if you weren't starting to get a small bit fatigued 16 weeks into a prep, then, you know, we're probably not working hard enough. We're probably a bit behind where we should be. So the best thing for you to understand while starting a dieting phase is to accept the fact that it's going to get hard. You're going to feel hungry, but this is the contract that you signed with yourself. So when you start dieting phase, sit down, understand that. Now, there is other things you can do, obviously, to make things a small bit easier, okay? You can make meals that you enjoy. You don't have to eat fucking concrete slabs. You can have nice seasonings on your food, just use season sparingly. You can use low-calorie sauces, potatoes, oats, veg, anything that's high in fibre is going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. High protein diets throughout a dieting phase, something again I use a lot with my prep clients, is might increase their protein just a tiny bit, maybe 20-30 grams, just to keep them feeling fuller for longer, more satiation throughout the day, higher thermogenic effect of feeding and all that fancy jazz, which to be honest majority of people don't care about as long as they're kept feeling full. But not every meal needs to be gourmet. Not every meal needs to be the best thing you've ever had. Sometimes you need to just eat to get the job done. And I find when a client even tries to incorporate something that wouldn't be on their traditional meal plan, maybe they're doing if it fits your macros or flexible dieting, and they say, you know what, I can try and fit in maybe this chocolate bar, that kind of lights the fire for more. That kind of opens the gates for more possibilities and more likelihood of you actually going off and eating off plan as a result, because, you know, sugars, they have your cravings, that will make you want to eat more of that item. So the second you have one bite, you want a second and a third, and it's just a very slippery slope, not something that I would go down. Another thing to be very careful of when it comes to dieting is your food volume. So whenever we pull away calories, we pull down carbohydrates, not just, you know, replacing that with 100 grams of vegetables straight away. Like, vegetables do have calories in them. There is a lot of food volume within that. Keep your vegetables consistent. If you are looking to swap out, you know, foods for vegetables and incorporate that, make sure you're really choosing low calorie options. You know, some lettuce might be okay, but again, even at that, like 100 grams has 17 calories. Some people are filling up massive bowls, 300 grams. That's about 50 calories worth of lettuce, if not more. So you will see that kind of tip you in the wrong direction. And when you are always trying to make things easier, likelihood is you are just messing up your diet. So when you do set aside time for a diet, just accept it, okay? Sign that contract with yourself, set it aside for 16 weeks. If you do it properly, you won't have to diet again for a year or even longer. But when people start a dieting phase and they try and make it easy for themselves, these are people that diet year round. They're constantly up and down. They're dieting for 8 weeks, they can't handle it, so they stop dieting and they're dieting again, and they spend 6 months of the year dieting. For me, when I diet, I set aside a long time, whether obviously for a prep it's going to be nearly half the year, but even in tidy up phases, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and I just get it in, get it done, and then I can go back into a gain phase for however many months that I need to, because I ticked it off, I did what I needed to do, and I wasn't trying to make it easy for myself. So number one tip is, don't try and make it easier. Why can't it be hard? That's why being in shape is so valuable, because it's difficult. Everyone wants a quick fix, everyone wants six pack, everyone wants abs and, you know, big biceps and everything else, when a matter of fact it shouldn't be easy, it should be hard. That's why it's so valuable. So learn to accept that. So that's my rant over and done with. Hopefully you've enjoyed this full day of eating. If you have, guys, please like, subscribe, comment, all that YouTuber shit. I really appreciate it. We are 7 weeks out, as we mentioned at the start of the vlog. We have the team photo shoot this Saturday. So stick around. Next week's YouTube or the following one should be that one. Any questions or any comments, leave them below. Please share this to your social media platforms, because the YouTube shares do mean a hell of a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.